Hello there. I'm Dr. Pauline Crawford, and I'm the Global Chair for Authentic Harmony and Positive Masculinity. I'm proud to be part of the G100 Global Summit in Portugal this day and to be shaping our future together. Now, with regards to a paradigm shift in leadership for women, I think it's a very simple shift that we need to make. We need to understand how we shape. The conference is all about shaping the future together, but how do we each shape that future? Who are you as the woman who shapes that future? What is the feeling within you? What is the knowingness that you have about being a woman in today's world? So I want to speak directly to you, the woman who shapes the future, because each of us needs to be fully seen and heard and felt. And for too long, women have been invited into leadership through the doorway of the past, which can be very difficult sometimes, where we feel we have to defend our value, where we have to fight for our place at the table. I believe we can get beyond that. We can actually shape the fate of us and all of our sisters and brothers. Now, let me give you an example so we get straight to the nub. I've worked with women and men executives for many, many years, and very often women will say to me they feel they can't be in that room at the table with a large number of men. They can be right with a group of women. So what makes the difference? A very excellent senior executive woman I was coaching said to me nervously, I always feel like I have to defend my value. I could see the weight of the world on her shoulders, and yet she was absolutely excellent, confident, right in her views. But somehow she felt the weight of the world that she had to defend her value. I coached her that day on how to shape her future, not defend her place at the table, but to be in there confident, real, honest, in her authentic authority, i.e., in her own expertise. Now, this is something I feel very passionate about, and we share in our meetings as a global wing. What are the new narratives that we can bring to the table? What are the new sensitivities we can bring? How can we rise together and really feel our energy being there in a different way? So let's take a look at this. I believe the woman who shapes the future also knows how to shine her light. So a bit like the lighthouse, she sounds strong. She shares her light. She shines it in a way that allows other people to sail in troubled waters. She doesn't necessarily have to go out and fix everybody. She stands in the strength of her value. She's not looking backwards, she's looking forwards. She's looking for possibility, not pain. She's looking for courage and substance and ways to share her view with different people around the table. So often I hear women who say that they are afraid to speak. But indeed, when we speak with clarity and with purpose, we do become heard. But we believe that we need to change the narrative of the landscape. The landscape is no longer only men's domain. It is women's domain as well. So we look at the focus of a joint custody world. How do we bring all parties together? And how indeed do we create harmony? Now, the truth about harmony, and this is a very simple shaping, harmony requires several voices, at least more than one. Ask any musician, about this. Harmony is not all the voices the same. So the magical conversations that we can have without judgment and without coercion or anger, these are the conversations where we as women can lead the harmony. So by leading with harmony, which is not wishy-washy, it's definitely purposeful and full of substance. But we see the world through a woman-centric lens. So going back to the executive woman who was changing her view of her own value as she sat in that room with boardroom men. She felt intimidated by the space, and yet she had been engaged as a member of that board for her value. So as I pointed out, this different lens, this lens of understanding that authentic harmony and positive masculinity was the mutual coming together of women and men, men and women, shaping the space they all sat in. So as we go forward, I invite you to be the women that shape the future by being the lighthouse woman who shines a light, not with a shout, not with force, not with anger or tension or reprisal, but shines her light with confidence, with authority in her given subjects, with love, with a nurturing edge. This is what we as women bring to the table and how we can really shape the future rather than take the past with us. We know that women are marginalized in many, many situations. We study that. We recognize that there are not as many women in authority, politically, economically, corporately, and that many, many women run their own businesses. And therein we find our power to be a collective, to be a collaborative force, to truly rise up together. But for me, it's very important that we recognize our unique voice in the harmony that we can create. And if our purpose is to shape the future together, then understanding a harmonious joint custody world means that we come to the table to refigure, reframe, renew, regenerate a different landscape. I believe that the future is ours to shape, and each of us need to understand and value each other. Today and over these 2 days, you will have heard many, many views from many amazing speakers. So the last point I share is to understand that the light within you is unique, is magnificent. It is truly female, feminine, masculine, energies together, our unique fingerprint in the world. I honor you and invite you to be the wonderful women that you truly are. Thank you.